Okay, so now I need some stuff on the sides to make them line up the same every time. Well, that should work. A little bit tight for those tongs, but it should work. Boy, I sure had to grind a lot of this out to make this crucible fit and do everything else, but it makes it a little lighter. It's awful heavy, but it's not as heavy as it was. Okay, so this is still too dry. So, try mixing in some water here and hope I can get it close to where it should be. Okay, that looks a little better. Now I'll give this a try. So what I got here, this is the original, and he has since lost a toenail or two. But what I did is a couple years back, I stuck this one in sand, and then I poured a new one and trimmed out all the extra. But I don't want to mess up the original, even though he is missing a toenail or two. Use some talcum powder first off. I don't think the dirt will stick to this sand or this plastic anyway, but just in case, it is that gooey clay. Alright, so hopefully this works. Gotta be careful not to press too hard because that plaster is not supported underneath, which actually could be a problem. If I can manage to make one out of aluminum, I'll be able to pack it a lot harder than with this plaster. Actually feels like it's gonna work pretty good. That clay is packing in there pretty good. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to work out the way I wanted or not. There we go. That's looking a little better. Like I said, the base wasn't flat. If it was a little bit flatter, it would sure have helped. And it was pretty thin, so I really couldn't grind it any flatter. Right here in the middle, it's not very thick at all. So I don't know if this is going to work or not. Actually, I need to do the other half first. I just want to see if this is going to come out. I think it's going to. Okay, so do the other half first. And I need some vents too. Okay, so probably got one there. I don't know if I should put a vent on every toe or not. Okay, quite a color difference here. Okay, well, hopefully it doesn't all just fall out when I lift this up. It's not supposed to, but supposed to, and what really happens is a lot of times not the same thing. Going to be a lot of extra slag probably on the edges. It'd really help if this was flat. Well, not so sure this is going to work very well. I think my sand was probably a little bit too dry. So, okay, so that right there is that. So, I need to make a gate, they call it, for the metal to flow through. Well, I don't like the way this is turning out already, but we'll see what it looks like. I should have got the metal melting, because I'm running out of daylight, but I wasn't at all sure this was going to work even this well. So anyway, let's give her a try and see what happens. One real bad thing about living here is that hillside. The sun goes behind that and it drops probably 10 degrees real quick. And that sun is going to be gone in probably less than 10 minutes. got the slag impurities skimmed off the top of that. Now I'm kind of heating up the tools, so when I go to grab that crucible, it's not a cold shock to it. Alright, well, that looks like it might have worked. My ingots are doing okay. Still got a little bit left in there. Still glowing red down the bottom. Might be able to dump these ingots out and reuse that mold. There we go. A little bit warm. Well, that's most of it. Inside of this, I set it on a steel block to raise it up just a little bit. Look at how red that thing is. It does get pretty warm. Well, that's not, still a little too hot. So, let's see if I can get that off there. Alright, so let that cool down and break it open and see how it looks. I'm guessing it's not going to have worked very well. The problems were, hold on a second. So I think part of the problems here is that this, first off, isn't flat at all. Some of that clay stuck on here more than what I wanted. I think I should have put a little more of this talcum powder stuff on it. And then if you look at those claws, they're undercut. It was kind of buried in there. So if I can get this aluminum one to have come out good enough, I'll fix those problems. I can make these more, make the claws, whoops, shoot, there goes a claw. If I make these more squared out, I can always grind them down a little bit to the right shape later. Dang, I gotta glue that back on. Oh, and then the other thing too is being plaster. Plaster kind of draws moisture, so I think if I'd painted this with some clear paint or something, so the dirt didn't stick to it quite as bad, I think that would have helped too. But anyway, for first try, I'm so far reasonably happy with the way this worked. I don't know how it's going to look inside, but we'll find out. It's got a kind of cool. Okay, well, it hasn't been very long, but I'm kind of anxious to see what this looks like, so it's going to be a little hot still, but here we go. Hey, already it don't look too bad. Melt my bucket here though. You know, it don't look too bad for a first try. Hopefully the next one will be a little better. Clean this up, it might be okay. Cool, this has been kind of fun. Surprising how it kind of burned that sand. There must be a little bit of organic something in there. Huh. Well, shoot, I'm kind of happy with this. It's not perfect, but I didn't really expect it to be for the first one. If I can clean this up a little bit better and get a little better mold to work with than that plaster. See, this is what I kind of wanted here. This looks little bit flatter. And I should be able to grind that off some to make it flatter, I think. So, if I clean this up and cut it out so it's more even, I think the next one, now that I got something a little better to go off of, I think the next one will work out a little bit better, hopefully.